here to express about the upcoming Venus square Pluto that's at 28 degrees. Venus will be in Aries, and Pluto is, I think, now going backwards for one last time in Capricorn, which is just it's the fullness of each sign that is now kind of butting heads. There's a lot of energy. So the way that I see it, understand the cardinal square, we've had Venus having a hard time with these squares. I mean, this has been major year with Venus starting like November, so we can go back that far with this kind of thing. Working on ourselves here, the feminine of humanity, and especially women. So this is going to happen exact May 28th and 29th of 2022. Just hard times, with poor Venus, squaring. But really, okay, to get into the dynamic now that Venus is in Aries, it's ahead of Capricorn. The way I see it is Capricorn needs to learn about a little something. Has forgotten the consciousness of the baby Aries that says, we just don't look and we take our chances. And that's just life, and that's how we have everything here. That's how it's so beautifully constructed, because we just take a risk, and the ones that do it right make it right, and that's how we have the structure we do, because Capricorn rules structure. And so you want to be careful not to, with Pluto there, it's been this matter of like, well, is this structure actually imprisoning us? And the answer is yes. And so with Venus having gone, it did this amazing conjunction. Terrible. It was in November or something. You might as well say she was thrown in prison there or something. I don't know what happened with that. Who knows what she's feeling about herself? Women and everybody have their feminine values, like say what makes them feel good, and just the very subtle delicacies of life, which is everything. Um, the quality of things. It's actually the beginning of Taurus. The Taurus vibration. That's the next. It's Aries, Taurus, man, woman, because there's matter, and then what's the quality of it? How are we going to? What are we? Where are our castles? Why don't we have pyramids anymore? What's happening? Why do we have the paper clothing happening? Whatever, paper housing. Getting back to that Venus has now pulled in front and says, I am the higher consciousness, I am the fire, and excuse me, because it had just gone through Aries, it's at the late degrees, it's going to square Pluto here, but in between this time, Mars is going to conjunct. Now, when does Mars conjuncts? Well, actually, it's going to be Mars conjunct Pluto after. I'm sorry, Mars conjunct Jupiter after the Pluto conjunct, just a couple days on the 30th. That tells me that humanity is going to rise up against this Pluto figure, which is going to. It's not going to give into the Capricornian stance anymore. It's going to move into Aquarius. Now, whoever's fighting for the real things, like our freedom, that's it. If you want to just boil it down, the general says, you're fighting for your freedom. Why? Why? Well, you can access your true intelligence then, and everything else is available, your intellectual property and everything that you can work with your hands here, whatever that is. And however you can work things, however, we don't know. We've been reduced to our hands. When I'm poking at things just recently, I don't even want to talk about it right here yet, but it began at the beginning of the year to show us what's really going on here. How powerful we are as we can imagine things more, using that as an awareness that is a tool, like imagination. So, and it's not belief. It's not belief. They keep saying belief, but it's like, no, it's more powerful than belief, because everything vanishes. And I don't want, so you have, well, are they really levitating? Did they really levitate? How are they sitting inside of a boiling ice cold vat of ice, or walking over coals, just they didn't get burned when they walked through the fire or whatever. How did they lift? How did they lift a pipe that was 2 tons? I mean, there's a lot of factors there. But okay, so getting back to Venus percolating ahead of the program, along with Mars conjuncting Saturn later on the 30th. See, the lesson between Aries, Venus, and Capricorn, Pluto is Capricorn needs to loosen up a little bit. It seems to be too structured. That's, it's capitalism. Capricorn really rules money and the structure of our value system. Like, where does it come from? It's not necessarily it's the teacher, but not the guru. It's the laws, but not the laws of the universe. It can be that way. And that's where Aries says, excuse me. That's where Aries comes in. Aries says, I am, and that is all. Venus is going to be there. But what's going to happen is Mars is going to go right into there, the same sign. I have to see if Venus is still in the same sign at that time, because they'll kind of touch fire. And see, Venus is kind of not very strong. I mean, that's me right now in fire, just going, ah! It's kind of Venus. Anybody, if you know somebody with Venus in Aries, they're a little bit reckless with their way that they enjoy things. It's like, whoops, that got a little too close with that. But it's trying. They're amazing people. I mean, they are doing things with tools, and they're on the edge, man. But they do desire, just like, it can't be too boring around here. They like the tightrope feel. A lot of adventure, and of course they like that woman that's racy. Or that in a man's chart, you look at the woman. In the man's chart, you look at the Venus. That's how you tell what kind of woman they're interested in. You can spy, and you can see, oh, it's in this sign and in this house, and it's aspecting their Pluto. Excuse me, bye. But anyway, some people, they have a lesson with love, and it's like, no. I mean, some people don't want love, and so that's great. But if they want a psychopath, sure, there you go. You take the that one. Anyway, getting back to how, yeah, you don't really want the square in your chart. You don't want to be born with the square. Well, it's a tough love, man, right there. Some kind of lesson. It's like, do you ever just dial it in, or is it just fucking tattoo your forehead and put a spike through your cheek and say, I like this, and I like you over there with the and that's great. Everybody has their taste. I'm as boring as hell, you know. I've got all these feelings, it's like the wind blows. I'm like, Anyway, I'm sensitive, and I like to keep it that way. But the Venus over here, the 28 degrees squares my Mercury. End of story. Mercury is my pa. Gonna start sending letters, to peppering the fairway market. See, I'm worried about going online here. I sent 2 messages to their pissed off consumer. I found their pissed off consumer reports place, and I put an amazing letter, thanks to Nancy, a little bit altered, and then I didn't put my foot in my mouth or anything. Just got with we're dealing with narcissists. Just keep the facts going. And then listen, tell that narcissist to come and explain themselves. It's the worst thing you could do, because they don't have, poor things, really. And here's where we're backing them against the corner. It's not right. Why don't we all get like on the side of like, yeah, really, let's let this go. But you know what? A lot of people are in belief of what they're doing as far as their mask wearing. Do you really believe it? See, Juan, get back to this Juan guy. I never wanted anything to do with Steve, Juan, fucking, or any of these people. And I'm sure they wanted nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? I mean, this is the Aquarian age, and that is the fucking hymn. I want nothing to do with you, and you want nothing to do with me. I want nothing, and I am happy. Same here. Because we got things to do with ourselves, and we are on our level. We don't care if we butt heads. We stop butting heads. We do our own thing instead, Excuse my music. I don't know. You gotta sing music and just whatever. That's what the air signs do. Aquarius and Libra. Libra has just like disappeared. Where's the balance? Do we get a balance? Where's love? So that's what's really going to be like picking up when Pluto moves into, this is like the precursor, it's like freedom, whatever. And Pluto is going to move into Aquarius. It's going to be such a difference. Whatever we get done, this is the point. You see, whatever we get done. See, some people are, the foundations are going to crumble. Whoever is upholding non-truths, it's not going to work. Here's why. Pluto moving into Aquarius, see, Pluto tends to really deconstruct whatever is not working, whatever is not solid, whatever is a non-truth. Why? Because Pluto is the truth. This is the thing about astrologies, and what I need to clarify to any astrologer on freaking YouTube. They're not watching this shit. I'm not famous enough. Anyway, Pluto represents the truth. It's the guru. It's God. Same things. Truth. The stuff that it's like Scorpio, all the stuff that people deny. It's like, well, with life comes death. With death, you wouldn't know death. We wouldn't be talking about it unless we were alive. Why can't you just admit that they come together? That's one truth. Is like the narcissist always gets stuck on that one. Somebody died. They use that as a reason to be just alcoholic, irresponsible relationships. And I can fucking destroy everything because why? Somebody died. That's not even your fucking business. And if you were, I don't know, they might have brain damage or something, so they're not going to have an experience in any other way as far as love. Let's get back to being able to see narcissists. If there's a major aspect going on with Pluto and then like the Mars, if there's a square, like a square with the sun, or squares with Mars and Pluto and the moon, shite, man. We could have psychopathy there. We could have sadomasochists there. We could have narcissists there. They don't want to know. Some of them will tell you, wow, I don't want you to know. You'll see. Some of them will just give you the wrong birthday because you'll see their Pluto square moon square Mars square sun. You're like, how many? Well, never mind. How many times have you been in and out of jail because of straight out of fucking armed robbery? And you can just see. You can guess, if they have a tattoo like going streaming across their thing of a scene of, bloody murder. I don't. It's not always that way, but narcissists tend to do that. They think that they are their bodies, and they need that identity. I mean, it's imagine just not knowing, having having a foundation in you that well, I think this will definitely tell me who I am, and they put their name on their neck or something, or imagine putting your girlfriend's name on there, and then you get a divorce, whatever. Getting back to all of this subject matter has to do with the Venus Pluto. It's like these people have weird taste, and it's there. It's just they love it. They're going to the movie now. They're dressed in black with. I'm just talking about the Pluto Venus square. Let's imagine it. In the Pluto, talk about the black wide fish, Capricorn, Pluto, black fishnet freaking boots, the thigh boots up to the, and the men are cold as ice looking with the glasses, these, and they just whip out and their tails come out. And with Venus there, if there's square Venus, yeah, they're very, very like chain link wire fence ripping fucking fire going on. And it's like, that's just a moment of sex that they're having right there. Didn't feel anything unless that was going on. But anyway, yeah, no. And that passes, there's other versions of things happening. It's not always going on. Be careful. Women are going to be firing up. Don't get in their way. Well, at the end of May, or men, if these are actual organic men and women that are connected to the cosmos, I'm talking about astrology, because we're space beings, and you don't even know what that means. Yes, we will be experience uprise, very, 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 just bursting with. Right now, it's 0 point. With Mercury, the communication is like, why, what? It can go either way. For me, it's just It's not a big deal to start. Now I get it. See, I remember my grandmother going through a case, and she had some good backing. It was her cousin, her cousin. It was her cousin removed or something, but they were good friends, and and I remember them talking. He had been there, and he had helped her, and I heard them talking. What you do is, yeah, you just keep filing the reports and doing the paperwork and keep peppering them with the information, and then yes, you have to get your lawyer, and then they do the same thing, and you know. Anyway, there's past of me, my grandmother winning a discrimination case, and who knows if these people, what the hell are gonna do, man? But am I gonna really waste my time with this, really, and have them try and buy me out? You know what? If it's a satanic organization and they're targeting people like I think they might be, yes, I am prime. They're like, oh, that person? Finally, we get to wring her out of here. Why? Well, they want it to be Airbnb, and they want to increase or they wanted to fuck everybody. You know, they do. I mean, I'm holding them to their word that my property is nearing $800,000. That's their beginning price. I will say it's $1 million. Not that I even care about this. Really, me? I would love to be able to relax on the earth and the sun. Right now, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go imagine that I'm in Africa out there. Even though I have bills and stuff, it's like, it's fuck you people. If anybody wants to come and relax with me, and we can start collaborating. It's not like I'm a lazy ass. I have to get through this fucking fairway thing, and I have to get see. This is like 3 days of. We're all changing. It's like 3 days of being on Facebook jail again now. Not supposed to talk about cleansing the place with fire, but anyway, I'll start advertising and getting. I'm gonna start working this town. I know that I'm not welcome, so I'm gonna approach it differently. I don't care if they like me or not. I will just keep radiating my services. I'm an astrologer. The truth is, I'm an astrologer, and if you let me in, one time, it's a lot of times it's hindsight. It wasn't like 3 or 4 years later. I did somebody's progressions. There's something called progressions. It's where you're born with a chart, and you're born like this, but then you start living, and your chart starts moving. And then I look at it. I can look at that. And one time I looked at this one woman, and this is the meditative part of my studies. I claim I know the academic very well, academic study, and I'll start with that for about the first 25 minutes. I'll start with that. And then you give me a chance, and then I'll move into the meditative study. And I'll break out your progressions, and I'll look at all this stuff depending on what you want. But I like to look into the future, and I like to tell you, like I saw this one guy. He's going to go to Africa. He's going to go all around the world in his life. I can just see it in his chart. So when he does, see, he's only 16 right now. And so when he finds himself in Africa on a major business trip, I said, you know what, you're going to do major business. So something has to do with major world business orientation things. I saw it. He is going to travel the world. That's the only way he's going to break free and be himself and make it. And when he does that, he's going to be about 26. He's going to come back up here and go, you know what? You said. I just got back from Brazil, Argentina. I went to fucking UK. I went to Africa, and I have a business trip in Japan. And I'll say, so? I got this fucking water leak over here. I mean, and I did fix it. I mean, it fixed itself, but then when it got caught, and it'd be like, get the fuck out of here, please. That's kind of what happened to this other woman. I did tell her. I said, oh, right here, you're going to be a multi-millionaire. You're going to travel the world. Somehow that's going to free you up. You're going to go somewhere with it. And everybody in the room was like, why didn't you tell me that? And it's like, well, I didn't really see it. And I'm doing her reading. And I just snapped into it. That's when I first realized the meditative study of astrology. I could just see it. Stuck right out. Well, she came back to me. But the way that it happened, see, and I should go back and study. It's like, well, gosh, I didn't know that she would hit a trash truck. And it was an accident. The trash truck was this over the line. she's a Capricorn. She's not going to run into a fucking trash truck herself just to become a millionaire. Well, her dad, anyway, long story short, I'm looking at her on Facebook and she's in Ethiopia with some kids. They're all loving her and she's like, and she's a trip. And then she came back here and had some motorcycles. And she went like, Shauna, you told me I was gonna have just a million. And I'm like, cool, but I have this thing going on with my grandma and I didn't do my clothes today. I need a little bit of work. I mean, actually, I need to be free. What the I mean, could you shut the... I just got pissed at her and I wound up spraying her with a hose. I'm just kidding. I'm a Zen master, babe. I mean, hey. Did she pay me for that reading? Yes, it was $65 an hour. I could do that, and I can also do compatibility. I can do anything. I can see anything and everything. The thing is that people don't want to see it. They really don't, especially those Pluto square Venuses or Mars or any Pluto squares people. The Pluto square moons or especially the squares. The squares, they have blinders on. That's what the square is. It's like, nah. It's like, fuck, when are you gonna just admit that there's that spectrum? It's like, maybe don't, you know, me, it's the same with Capricorn and me, but I have this lesson with Capricorn, but then I have Aries rising. My Aries rising says, yeah, well, anyway, it's right here, right now. And so when are you going to distribute the energy right? Why are you power tripping? And I feel great. Get out of my face. Okay, goodbye. Gee.